Can you see me? Yeah, you can. Ooh, look how I bodied that. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a very impromptu video. Did not know that I was going to film this until maybe 20 minutes ago when I built up the courage to take the camera out again. Little did you know, it takes a lot of ego for me to bring this Canon G7X out. But anyways, hi. Like this hat I have is my grandpa's and now it's mine. It's an Atlanta Thrashers hat, hockey. I very much thoroughly enjoy watching hockey. Today, on this YouTube channel, we are going to be doing the mid-year freakout tag. I did not think I was going to be doing it, but then I just kind of thought it would be really fun to do it without looking at the questions first. So that's what I did. I wrote them down on my lunch break this afternoon, and I have them on my phone. Have not read the questions yet, besides typing them down really fast, so let's get into it. Number 1, the best book that I've read so far in 2021. I don't remember what I read when I was at school. Sorry, it's kind of a blur. I'm gonna say Circe. I'm gonna say Circe by Madeline Miller. I read that. That was my very first book that I finished, and I very much thought it was wonderful. I think Circe is the best book so far that I've read in 2021, completed. It's very hard to pick because I think I've been on a really good roll so far this year, but Circe overall is one of the few books this year that I've given 5 out of 5 stars. Love it, and just the cover work. We talk about covers a lot here, but yeah. Question number 2, the best sequel I've read so far. I don't read sequels, honestly. No, I don't read sequels. I'm anticipating sequels. Does that count in 2021? I'm anticipating the sequel to These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, and I'm also anticipating the sequel to The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong and The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. These are 2 books that I read in 2020, and I really loved both of them, and they're both coming out with sequels. I know this one's coming out this year. I'm pretty sure this one's coming out this year. This one's going to be called The Hawthorne Legacy, and this one's going to be Our Violent Ends. I just loved both of these books, and so I'm anticipating their sequels. I'm really not a sequel person. I never really have been. Even with movies, too. I just don't quite care for the continuation of a story. Worst sequel I read, Find Me. Number 3, new releases I haven't read yet, but I want to. Okay. I want to read, honestly I want to read everything that was in my video that I made about 2021 anticipated releases. So honestly that whole list, but off the top of my head, of course Ace of Spades, I talk about that all the time. How We Fall Apart by I think Katie Zhao, I want to say. I'm right. 4, the most anticipated release for the second part of the year. The Heart Principle. It comes out in August. 5, biggest disappointment. Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I'm so sorry, I just didn't like this book. I'm so sorry, I hate that I didn't like it because I love my friends who liked it. The biggest surprise. Whew, I didn't really have many surprises this year. I say that the biggest surprise was probably Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. This was the biggest surprise of my year because I did buy it. I definitely bought it because it was on clearance where I went, and I bought it because I heard about it in a video, I think by Moya Mawini, and I was just like, okay, I really like her and I really like the other books that she recommended, so I should like this, right? But I never really picked it up because of the cover just kind of freaking me out a little bit. But I listened to it on audiobook right before I left for college, and oh my god, I loved it. It's one of my favorite books now. I talk about it a lot actually on this channel, so I think you should go read it. It was my biggest surprise and I gave it 5 stars, and now it's on my favorites list. So yeah, it's dystopian, it's British, so just read it, besties. My new favorite author. I don't really have a favorite author, to be honest, and if I did have a favorite author, it's not a new one. My favorite author is still Oscar Wilde. I'd probably pick Kazuo Ishiguro. Oscar Wilde, y'all not topping him. It's just the truth. Cry about it. Number 8 is my new fictional crush. I just don't do that. Like, I don't have those. And I just know that I'm predictable and I suck. So if I had to have a new fictional crush, it would definitely be Trip Fontaine from The Virgin Suicides. I'm reading it right now. I know that I'm basic, and I would have been in love with Trip Fontaine just like Lux was. Okay, first of all, I'm reading this book now. I'm obsessed with it. I'm halfway through it, dying. But, ooh, horrible word choice for this book. Good God. Trip Fontaine, they're describing him as like, he's the all-American, like, cool boy. He wears puka shells, he's different, like, he drives a car. Not many people in the town have a car at 16. He's with older women. Like, yeah, I'd have a crush on him. So, Trip Fontaine. Have not gotten far enough in the book to see if he's a bad person or not, so please don't spoil it for me, because this book means a lot to me right now. A new favorite character. I don't know if I've really been leaving these books with favorite characters. A lot of people I've been reading have been just ultimately annoying. A new favorite character, honestly, I think is... I'm gonna say Charlie from Perks of Being a Wallflower. The part where he was talking about how like trauma happens to people and bad things happen to people, but you can't let it change who you are and you can't let it turn you into monsters. Then you turn someone else into a monster when you continue the cycle. And so I just love that, and I think there's so many quotes from Charlie in Perks of Being a Wallflower that I want to post to my Disco, or I want to post to my Tumblr if I still had one in our Lord's Year 2021. I also just love Cersei. Turning men into pigs, go girl. Number 10, a book that made me cry. I have not cried at a book this year. I think that books that could make me cry, I'm gonna give you an alternative here. I think books that could make me cry, The Virgin Suicides, definitely. I think that Deals with the Devil by Pearl Cleage, because it just made me feel so empowered as a black woman. Very rarely cry at books. The only book that I honestly remember sobbing over was Flowers for Algernon, and I was 12. A book that made me happy. I've actually had a lot of them. I'm looking at my stack here and I'm looking at my bookshelf. Daisy Jones and the Six made me happy because I liked the ending. It wasn't really what I was expecting or hoping for, but it really tied it together well, and so I think that made me happy. Perks of Being a Wallflower made me happy in the end. It's like not a happy ending per se, but it is a realistic ending that shows growth, and that's all I really could ask for out of a book. Happily Ever Afters by Elise Bryant. It made me happy because I really related to the protagonist. She's a black girl who loves to write. Got a happy ending with her love interest, and I think that's wonderful. Most beautiful book I've gotten so far. I already know the answer to this. Definitely Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulley. Please look at this cover, guys. Whoa. Wow, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? So I intend on reading way more books than I have. Will I get to that? No. So here are, I'm gonna pick 5 that I need to finish to feel accomplished in life. 5 is good. 5 is good for me. The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. I need to finish Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulley. I need to finish the autobiography of Malcolm X. Watchmen. This is by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. And my last one, by the end of the year, I would like to finish Exciting Times by Nisha Dolan. So this is my stack of books that I plan to finish by the end of the year. You know, my Goodreads goal says 60 and I'm at like 17, so let's just please ignore that. But this is my, we're gonna finish this TBR. So I've got good hopes for me, okay? I hope you do too. I hope you enjoyed this. No, so this is a mid-year freak out. That was not very freaked out. I actually feel very calm. I feel as calm as I've been in the last week. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what books you guys want to finish by the end of the year. If you have any books that you haven't gotten yet that you would like to get. Yeah, honestly, just talk to me in the comments. I love getting comments. I love talking to people. I be talking. So that's this. Bye, guys. All right.